Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And then remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Lot to celebrate today. It's National Beverage Day. What's your favorite beverage? They were just going through getting a report on the news this morning as I was walking out the door. So I did not hear it, but I guess there's a lot of changes going on in the way we're consuming or what we're consuming. I know, with the proliferance of these Mounjaro and Wegovy and Zepbound and Ozempic and GLP-1s and GIP, I think a lot of people are drinking a lot less soda. I know in my household, we're going through a lot less soda. We might see if we can get our youngest son on some of the shots. I've told you about him. I'm at about 56 pounds right now, 56 pounds lost. I still I got about ways to go. But if you haven't got on them, rsrlinks.com/shot, rsrlinks.com/shot. It's been pretty simple process. You just don't want to eat. And maybe when you don't want to eat, you actually end up eating better. So drinks, I still have my Tito's. Don't drink as much wine. Water with lemon becomes my friend. Warm water with lemon. No soda. Of course, after I had my bariatric surgery, sodas were not fun. They're not friendly. You get bloated. So go check out if you're thinking about losing weight, like I say, is it 56? I think I'm at. I try to do the math in my head. What else we sell? I just go through and talk about losing weight and what else. What's our next celebration? Crepe Suzette Day. Those look good. The only thing we're missing is whipped cream. Now, something, crepe Suzette, is that we might, blintzes. I think we're not going to go with crepe Suzette. We'll probably have blintzes for Mother's Day. Having the family over to have a little brunch in the backyard. I don't know about you, Josh. It's going to be hot here. It's going to be probably in the mid-90s here. And as Henry says, that's in the shade. So out in the sun, it'll be even warmer. And they're in Vegas. You're probably going to be warmer than us, unless, is it going to be there by the weekend, or is it going to be early part of the week? Usually a day or so behind us, aren't you? And you'll probably be hotter than we are. So I'm glad I'm not in Vegas. Of course, in Vegas, you don't even go outside. If you live there, I guess you have to. But Crepe Suzette Day. We like that one. That's how I got to be so heavy, is by liking all these things. National Teacher Appreciation Day. That's Tuesday, the first full week of May. Teacher Appreciation Day. And we're probably getting very, very close to Teacher Sayonara Day. Right? The teachers are getting close to being out of school and done with teaching for a couple months. Although, they've changed all the rules since I was a kid. It used to be simple. The public schools were off the week before Easter. The private schools were off the week after Easter. And we knew where to find, spring break. Called it Easter break back then. Now it's spring break, and it can be anytime within a month, I guess, is where it works out. But I think they still end in June, don't they? School get out in June? Later than that? Oh, earlier than that. Okay, Josh's kids are out earlier than that. I thought, it's probably, why would they want to get out earlier? I mean, I would think end of May. Okay. Which makes sense. They'll probably do it right after Memorial Day. So you have to come back they're going to do it before Memorial Day. Okay. That makes it nice. You don't have to go on vacation, come back for a half a week and then be gone. Teacher Appreciation Day. I should mention then, teachers, you do qualify for our Homes for Heroes program. Our team, #1 lending team in America for Homes for Heroes, because we do honor teachers and first responders. So today's National Nurses Day. Get them all in there. Nurses, thanks to all the nurses out there. So our heroes are veterans, active and retired, first responders. That would be police, fire, nurses, and our educators all get the discounts from Homes for Heroes. Lots of them out there. A lot of celebration today. So got all of those. I think, did I get them all, Josh? I think I got everything. Okay, let's move right along and see what the markets are doing today. Do we want to see what the markets are doing right now? Well, we've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 164. The S&P is down 18. NASDAQ is down 78. Oil going up, $2.44 a barrel. It's up. It still won't help us here in California because we've got Gavin Newsom, and that we've got problems.
Such an idiot. Such an idiot.
So I heard yesterday they're all excited that California now has the third largest economy in the world, if it were measured as its own country. Now, what they don't say is #3 was Japan, and we didn't rise above Japan. Japan just fell backwards. So not moving because of anything California is doing. It's moving because the others are going backwards. And my guess is they never looked at any of the provinces in China to see where they might stand and see if their GDP is ahead of California's, because it doesn't fit the narrative. So now, again, China might be having some problems. I'm sure they are, just because we know that their economy is faltering. And, obviously Gavin wants to go buy whatever he can there because they probably send some extra money back his way. You're listening to Ron. That's just my opinion. I don't want to get any bad mail. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, stocks may be volatile and home values are not. What to expect when you max out a credit card. That's our Your Credit Matters segment. And in Borrow Smart Estate Planning for Second Marriages, yours, mine, and ours. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564 Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564. Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less? All without having to spend more each month than you spend right now. Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates, with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They only tell us the number you need to put into your mortgage calculator to find out what your principal and interest payment will be. If you do not have a mortgage calculator, shame on you. We give it away for free each and every business day morning right here on Ron Siegel Radio. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. Rates are mixed yesterday. Most of them are up, unfortunately. Conventional 30-year fix, 6.769 up. Jumbo 30-year fix, 6.975 up. FHA 30-year fix, 6.464. That was down, the only one down. VA 30-year fix, 6.377. That's for our military men and women, no down payment in most instances. USDA 30-year fix, 6.561. That was up. Again, generally no down payment. That's for the rural areas. What's driving the markets today, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, we've got the S&P 500 is down 11.49. We've got the 10-year Treasury. That one's up 1 basis point. That's the yield. We've got the mortgage bond up 2 basis points on the bond price. That means the rate is down just a little bit, not enough to even talk about because that is so minimal. The question we have is, why is this happening? Well, it's simple. We've got a 10-year Treasury auction that's going to be coming up later today. I believe that's about 10 o'clock our time. That can have an influence on the bond market depending upon the level of demand that we see today. We're also on Fed Watch. That comes tomorrow. The Federal Reserve is meeting today. They come out with their report tomorrow. Not going to change interest rates is the overwhelming consensus. It'd be a big surprise if they did. It all has to do with Jerome Powell's statement, which he'll start talking at about 11:30 California time. If you have no life like me, you'll be watching it. Duration of unemployment and unemployment rate, that is the subject, though. Labor market has been showing signs of weakness with those unemployment 27 plus weeks or more rising from 21.3% to 23.5%, which is a 3-year high. Additionally, in most states, you can only collect unemployment benefits for 26 weeks. So the fact that almost 1 in 4 unemployed individuals are likely not receiving pay, it is another sign the economy may continue to slow. Now think about that part of it right there. That's also going to have an impact on the unemployment numbers. Let me get to that in a minute. The median duration of unemployment has risen from 10.4 weeks from 10.4 weeks from 9.8, while the average duration of unemployment has risen to 23.2 weeks from 22.8. These both show that once you once you are let go, it's harder to find a job because there is less hiring. There's a very tight correlation between the duration of unemployment and the unemployment rate, which recently remained at 4.2%. With the rise in duration, we could continue to see the unemployment rate rise to 4.4, 4.5%, which would likely pressure the Fed to cut rates. Why? Well, if you're getting unemployment benefits and you're only in week 15, you might say, you know something, I'm not even going to really worry about getting a job. Or I'm going to go out and look for a job superficially. But when they call and when they do the sampling, now you say, I'm not looking, so that means you're not unemployed. Well, if you're getting to the end of that time period when you don't get unemployment benefits, you might go looking, and then you start, when those calls come in, they're saying, I'm looking for a job and I can't find one. Now, then you become unemployed, and that's only after 26 or 27 weeks. So that increases in that household survey the numbers. Cotality. Yeah, I don't know why they came up with this name. Formerly, it was CoreLogic. It was pretty easy. Home Price Insights reported that home prices rose 0.6% in March, and on a year-over-year basis, home prices are up 2.5%, down from 2.9% in the previous report. ICE also reported that as of March, home prices rose a similar amount at 2.4%. Cotality previously forecasted that home prices would rise 0.4% in March, so this was definitely a beat. They forecast that home prices rose 0.9% in April and 4.9% over the next 12 months, which is a big increase from the 4.2% in the previous report. Just make sure that you're qualifying the almost 5% expected appreciation with your clients. If a home values were to rise by 5% over the next year and they purchased a $500,000 home, that's a $25,000 gain in appreciation over that time period. That's a lot of money, and think about that as they're going and working through the process. That's the Mortgage Minute Brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And I think I've got it in here. You know, one of the things that I talk about a lot is the Home Select loan from Geneva Financial. And yes, you know that I do love that loan. It's one of the best loans on the market. Maybe it is the best loan on the market if you can qualify for it. GetHomeselect.com, GetHomeselect.com. Now, why do I promote that product so much? It's because of our lifestyle. We live a life of cash flow. That's what's important to us. You know, you go in and buy a car and just think about that concept. Do they ever ask you, you know, how much do you want to pay for the car? Very, very rare. In fact, they generally try to get you off that subject as quick as possible. Why are they getting you off that subject? Because it's a big number and it's a scary number. And most people aren't able to deal with that number. So they try and get rid of that as quick as possible. We don't even want to talk about the concept of the price of the property. All we want to talk about is the payment. Why? Because that's the cash flow. When you're looking at the Home Select loan, that's all about the cash flow. Now, some people don't qualify for it, and they're in their golden years. And we start looking at them still dealing with cash flow, but what are the other options? Well, if you've got a lot of equity in your property, maybe the reverse mortgage is the right solution for you. rsrlinks.com/reverse. rsrlinks.com/reverse. Now, the formal name for that is the Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. So if you see us talk about or hear us talking about rsrlinks.com/reverse, or you hear us with the formal name, rsrlinks.com/HECM, HECM, they're one and the same thing. FHA is the HECM, Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. Now, when you get into higher priced properties, then it's just the reverse, because then some of the companies have proprietary products. So they go as high as $4 million as the loan amount. That would be on the reverse mortgage. Now, a lot of people are saying, I don't want a reverse mortgage. Don't even talk to me about a reverse mortgage. And the question becomes, why? Well, I don't want to give up my house. Good thought. What else do you know about the reverse mortgage? Well, I don't want the bank to own it. I want to leave the equity to my kids. Well, there's 5 myths that we talk about on a regular basis on the reverse mortgage. Myth number 1, the lender owns the home. No, they don't. You own the home. It's all yours. And there is a lien on the property. Just like if you had a traditional mortgage or if you had a Home Select, you do not give up ownership of the property. You retain the title and ownership during the life of the loan. And you can sell the home at any time. You can refinance the loan. You can do whatever you want with it. Under the FHA requirements, they basically say you need to live in it. All the time? No. Most of the time. Because you can have a second home. You can even use it to go and buy a second home. Now, you can't buy a second home with the reverse mortgage, but you can have a reverse mortgage on your primary residence and use the proceeds to buy a second home. But the lender does not own the home. It's a lien on the home. Myth number 2, the home must be free and clear of any existing mortgages. Strike out on that one as well. You can take and pay off an existing mortgage. It is the first position loan, but you can have a loan on the property. You can even do as I did with my mom and dad when they were with us. We had to buy down the principal to qualify because the note on the property was too high and they didn't have the higher end reverse mortgage products weren't available then. the proprietary products. So you look at it and you say, okay, the home must be free and clear of any existing mortgages. That is, again, false. Number 3, once loan proceeds are received, you pay taxes on them. It's a loan. It's not income. Make sure you talk to your tax professionals, but loan proceeds are not taxable. So this is not a taxable event. Number 4, the borrower is restricted on how to use the loan proceeds. No, I would say not. There are a little bit of restrictions in there. The one biggest restriction is we saw, or the Fannie Mae, the Federal Housing Administration saw, that people were getting a big lump sum of money and then going and blowing all of it. So they don't give it all to you right away. They give it to you part now and part after 12 months, depending upon what you're getting. So the borrower is not restricted on, but you can take that money and do whatever you want with it. Now, I don't recommend blowing it all, but if you're wanting to do some home repairs, if you're wanting to go on a vacation, whatever you want to do. Myth number 5, it's only for poor people. Absolutely not. It's for people that understand we live a life of cash flow. In our golden years, you're not in the wealth accumulation phase any longer. You're in the phase of enjoying life. So the perception is it's only for poor people. I would say let's change the terminology, because it's not only for poor people. I say it's for smart people. I'm not sure there's anybody that would not benefit unless it's real short term. If you're thinking about moving in the next 6 to 12 months, don't do a reverse mortgage. But for most anybody other than that, the reverse mortgage makes a whole lot of sense. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, stocks may be volatile, but home values aren't. What to expect when you max out a credit card, and estate planning for second marriages, yours, mine, and ours. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452. Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037 and DRE number 018694452.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com. Do you own a luxury home or planning to purchase one? If so, your home may be your largest asset, but your mortgage may also be your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team is offering amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates in the 3% and 15-year rates in the 2s. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com or call me directly. My number is 800-306-1990. Licensed under NMLS 217037. Equal housing lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Stocks may be volatile, but home values are not. With all the uncertainty in the economy, the stock market has been bouncing around more than usual. And if you've been watching your 401k or investments lately, chances are you felt that pit in your stomach. One day it's up, the next day it's not. And that may make you feel a little worried about your finances. But here's the thing you need to remember. If you're a homeowner, according to Investopedia, quote, traditionally stocks have been far more volatile than real estate. That's not to say that real estate prices are not ever volatile. The years around the 2007-2008 financial crisis are just one memorable example, but stocks are more prone to large value swings, unquote. While your stocks and 401k might see a lot of highs and lows, home values are much less volatile. Do you want to know what your home value is? rsrlinks.com/homewealth. rsrlinks.com/homewealth. That'll tell you exactly what your home value is. It's a simple tool. We offer it for free. When you go in there, you just put in your name, email address, your property address, and you're going to get a message once a month with your home value. A drop in the stock market doesn't mean a crash in home prices. Take a look at the graph if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed. A drop in stock market doesn't mean a crash in home prices. It shows what happened to home prices during the past stock market swings. That would be those orange bars. So the stock market drop doesn't mean falling home prices. The orange bar is the S&P 500. So you look in the November 80 to August 82, stock market down 19.3, real estate, home prices up 7.2. And you can see that all the way through. Let's see, 2008, stock market was down 35.5, real estate down 14.8. August of 2000, look at that big one. Stock market was down 43.6, the S&P 500. The home prices up 11.5. Even when the stock market falls more substantially, home prices don't always come down with it. The big price drops like 2008 are the exception, not the rule. But everyone remembers that one. The stock market crash was caused by loose lending practices, subprime mortgages, and an oversupply of homes, a scenario that does not exist today. That's what made it so different. In many cases, before and after that time, home values actually went up while the stock market went down, showing that real estate is generally much more stable. Another graph shows how stock prices go up and down. The stock, again, the orange line, sometimes by more than 30% in a year. In contrast, home prices, again on this chart, the light blue line, change more slowly. Basically, stock values jump around a lot more than home prices do. You can be way up one day and way down the next. Real estate, on the other hand, isn't usually something that experiences such dramatic swings. That's why real estate can feel more stable and less risky than the stock market. So if you're worried after the recent ups and downs in your stock portfolio, rest assured your home isn't likely to experience the same volatility. That's why home ownership is generally viewed as a preferred long-term investment, even if things feel uncertain right now. Homeowners win in the long run. Bottom line, a lot of people are feeling nervous about their finances right now, but there's one reason for you to feel more secure: your investment in something that's stood the test of time. Real estate. And if you've got questions about your real estate, again, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Get the sign up for the valuation, rsrlinks.com/homewealth, rsrlinks.com/homewealth. And if you're wanting to know your specific area as far as in general, not just your property, get our report of the properties that are available for sale right now. We do put out that report each and every week. We check it every Monday and it comes out. rsrlinks.com/market report, rsrlinks.com/market report. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Remember also, when you're thinking about your property valuations and your return on investment, remember, as a certified liability advisor, I'm always helping people build wealth through strategic debt management. And when you look at the charts that we were just talking about in the appreciation of real estate values, one of the things that doesn't get mentioned nearly enough is the concept of leverage. Concept of leverage. So right now, you think about it, let's just say, and it's a good number for Orange County and most of California, many parts of California. Say your property is going up at 5%. Let's say per year. Now, let's say for round and easy numbers, I know most areas the median price is well over $1 million. But let's say it's a $500,000 property. And that property goes up by 5%. That's 25% appreciation of the property. Whether you have a mortgage or don't have a mortgage, it's still 5%. It's still $25,000. That's why home equity has a 0 rate of return. It's the property that has a rate of return. Now, let's say that you went and put 10% down on that $500,000. So now you've got $50,000 invested of cash, your money, and you get $25,000 in return. That's a 50% return on that investment. 50%. Now, I can look back in a lot of ways, and I don't see too many times. Well, I did look on the chart, and it did show that in 2013, the stock market was up probably a little over 30%. Not 50%. Got you by 40 still there. So real estate, even while it's being a smoother line, a smoother projection, and rarely loses money, it can lose money. I'm not going to say it can't, but it can lose money. But the bottom line here is because of leverage, you're getting a better rate of return than most people even talk about, or I should say a better rate of return on your invested cash. Return on cash might be the terminology. So think about that concept. Just because of the leverage right there, you're doing better. I would say that you want to always have some real estate in your portfolio. Now, we've talked about this before in the concept of that pre-40-year-old retirement plan. And it's a very simple one. Buy a house, whatever you can get into, whatever you can afford. You don't need to put down a lot of money. Veterans, nothing in most instances. The rest of us, you can probably do an FHA loan for 3.5%. If you've got good credit, you might be able, there are other programs out there for 3%. Whatever it takes to get in. Put the money in there, live there, enjoy the property. 3 to 5 years, you're going to have a nice amount of equity in there. If you need to, if you can, take out some of that equity when you're ready to do it. Now, then wait a year and move. Get a new primary residence. You can use another FHA loan. You can use another 3% loan because it's your primary home. Do whatever you have to do. Now, you do that and stay in. Now, keep that first property. Don't give it up. You're going to rent it out. Hopefully, you'll be on a positive cash flow basis. 3 to 5 years, do it again. Take the equity out of property 1. Take the equity out of property 2. Buy property 3, keeping properties 1 and 2. Stay there 3 to 5 years. We're now up to maybe 15 years out. Do that 4 times, 5 times, and then, as they say, I think it's the poker game, Josh. Let it ride. Isn't that a poker game? Let it ride. Right? You're at age 30. You've waited 15 years, 20 years. Now you're 50. Let it ride. Keep on letting somebody else make the payments on those properties. You're increasing it by 3 to 5% every year. Stay with a low rent price. Why do I like to have a low rent? Because I want your property occupied. I don't want vacancies. If you keep a low rental price, it's going to give the people that are there a reason to stay, because they're going to look at it, unless they listen to Ron Siegel Radio and get the guidance I'm giving you right now. They're going to look at it and say, you know something? I don't want to go and find something. I can't afford something different. I know what I've got. And unless I, had more kids, need more space, job transfer, want to be closer to my kids, want to be closer to my parents, whatever, unless there's a life event, they can't afford to move. Keep it that way. And that way you're doing maintenance on the property, but you're not having to pay the rent, to pay the mortgage, and not having rental money come in. Just a thought for you. It's a game plan for you. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, your credit matters. What to expect when you max out a credit card. And the Borrow Smart segment, estate planning for second marriage, is yours, mine, and ours. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. 1990. Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free. rsrlinks.com/debt-free. Ron Siegel Radio, we are here to help you gain clarity and confidence in your financial decisions. I'm Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, here to guide you through the noise, the myths, and sometimes the downright dangerous advice floating around out there. Today, we're diving into a topic that hits way too close to home for many folks. Maxing out your credit cards. Let's be honest, we've all seen that little alert pop up. You're nearing your credit limit and brushed it off. Or maybe you were at the register and your card still worked, so you assumed everything was fine. But what really happens when you max out your card? Let's break it down. The immediate consequences, maxing out your card might feel like just another swipe, but behind the scenes, it's setting off financial alarm bells. You could be hit with over-limit fees, typically $25 to $35. You may trigger a penalty interest rate, jacking up your APR to 29.99% or more.
Ow!
Worst of all, your credit score can take a serious dive. Why? Because of something called credit utilization. Credit utilization is the percentage of credit you're using compared to your total limit. And get this, it makes up about 30% of your FICO score. If your limit is $1,000 and your balance hits $900, that's a 90% utilization rate. Even if you pay on time, that alone can send your score south. When the damage really shows up, here's the kicker. Even if your charge goes through, once your statement closes and that balance gets reported to the credit bureaus, your score could drop overnight. And if your score falls, what happens? Loans cost more, insurance rates could creep up, even employment opportunities could be affected. It's a domino effect. And it all starts out with that one maxed out card. The hidden costs of high balances. Let's talk about your financial flexibility. When your card is maxed out, you've got no room left for emergencies, car repairs, medical expenses, or even unexpected travel. And it doesn't take long before people end up in a cycle of debt. You pay just the minimum, interest stacks up, and soon you're deeper in the hole than when you started. Sound familiar? Smart strategies to avoid maxing out. Let's flip the script. Here's how to stay ahead of the limit. Monitor your balances. Make a habit to check your app. Ignorance is expensive. You can go and get rsrlinks.com/FICO, rsrlinks.com/FICO, and monitor your scores there. It does cost a little bit of money. Monitor your scores, but you can also monitor the balances. Set alerts. Most issuers let you set spending alerts. Use them. Request a higher limit, but only if you're disciplined. A higher limit can lower your utilization ratio. You can't request the limit and then go spend all of it. Number 4, use cash or debit for everyday spending. Save your credit for strategic purchases. Now, you know my feeling about this. I've done a whole show, many shows. You can see them, rsrccpayment.com, rsrccpayment.com. Pay down your balances aggressively if you can. Lower balances equal higher scores. When to seek help. Now, if you're already underwater, this next part is key. Don't go it alone. There are professionals, yes, actual humans, who can help you dig out, rebuild, and reclaim your credit profile. We've partnered with folks who've seen it all, and they're not here to judge, they're here to help. If that's something you're serious about, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. In fact, you can start right now with a 30-second liability checkup at rsrlinks.com/Sora, rsrlinks.com/Sora. No pressure, just information. And if credit card interest is eating you up, it might be time to explore using your home equity strategically to wipe it out. That's what we call our Borrow Smart strategy. Check out the two-step. rsrlinks.com/2step, rsrlinks.com/2step for how that works. Here's the bottom line. A maxed out card might feel like a temporary fix, but it comes with a long term of consequences. The good news, with the right game plan, you can protect your credit, reduce your debt, and build real financial confidence. I'm Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, reminding you credit is a tool, not a trap. And with the right advice, you can borrow smart, build wealth, and live free. Got more insights coming for you. What really happens when you max out a card? It starts with the swipe. That's the bottom line. That is the Your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free, rsrlinks.com/debt-free. Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by gethomeselect.com. Estate planning for second marriages, yours, mine, and ours. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio, where we talk about credit, finance, and the mistake and the markets, so you can make the best decisions for your family's future. I'm Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, and today we're diving into a topic that hits home for a growing number of American families: second marriages and estate planning, or as we like to call it, yours, mine, and ours. Now, if you've been down the aisle more than once, you know this already. Second marriages come with more love and more complexity, especially when it comes to protecting your legacy, your kids, and your new spouse. So let's take a deep breath and walk through this step by step. Step one, understand what's at stake. When you enter a second marriage, you're likely bringing more than just love into the equation. There are kids from a previous marriage, maybe assets you built before you even met your current spouse, maybe even a family business, a home, or retirement account you want to protect. Here's the challenge. How do you take care of your spouse and ensure your children from a prior marriage are protected? Well, you need a strategic estate plan, not just a will you scribbled out 10 years ago. Step two, asset titling. This is a big one. Let's talk about the house. If your home is titled jointly, it's going to pass directly to your current spouse automatically, regardless of what your will says. That's right. Titling can override your wishes. Same thing with your retirement accounts. You might have named your spouse as the beneficiary, but once you're gone, they can name someone else, even if you both promised the kids would be taken care of. That's not drama you want playing out after you're gone. Trust me. Step three, insurance as a solution. Want to leave something specific for the kids? Consider life insurance, one of the cleanest ways to ensure a financial gift to your children that bypasses probate and can't be redirected by a surviving spouse. You control the beneficiary, the amount, and the delivery. Just remember, like any strategy, insurance needs to be set up right. Not every policy works for every scenario, and things like age, health, and policy type all come into play. Step four, consider prenups and postnups. Now, this one gets a bad rap, but don't tune me out. Prenuptial and postnuptial agreements aren't for celebrities and the ultra-wealthy. They're legal tools that allow both spouses to clearly define how assets will be handled during life and after death. Used properly, they protect both parties and reduce tension between the surviving spouse and the kids. You'd be amazed how much drama can be avoided just by putting things in writing ahead of time. Step five, age gap issues. Let's get real for a second. If your now new spouse is closer in age to your kids than you, emotions can run hot. I wonder if Bill Belichick is listening to this one. The kids might worry. Will we ever receive our inheritance, or will everything go to the new spouse? If that's a concern, and it often is, you may want to set up some assets to pass directly to your children upon your death. Again, life insurance, trusts, or even partial disbursements can help solve this. Number six, protecting against long-term care risks. One more landmine you don't want to step on: long-term care. Imagine you leave your spouse everything to take care of them, but they end up needing extensive care, and that drains the estate. Now your kids inherit nothing. That's why smart families explore options like long-term care insurance or asset protection strategies. You've worked hard. Don't let a nursing home bill wipe it all away. Bottom line, second marriages require more than love and hope. They require planning, intentional decisions, clear documentation. That's why I offer a 30-second liability checkup to help couples and blended families understand how everything ties together. Visit rsrlinks.com/Sora, rsrlinks.com/Sora. And if you're not sure where to start, I'm happy to connect you with an estate planning professional who gets the nuances of second marriages. You don't need to figure it out all alone. Closing thought, estate planning isn't about controlling things from the grave. It's about showing love to your family while you're still here. So whether it's yours, mine, or ours, let's make sure it's protected. This is Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor. You've been listening again to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by GetHomeSelect.com, GetHomeSelect.com. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.